Everybody, it's Franke Day for Franke Day Models. Okay, it's Firehouse Friday. For this evening for you, I have video number 1 for AMT 125th scale. LaFrance, American LaFrance, the ladder chief, fire engine. Okay, guys, this thing wasn't easy. I've been on this thing here for about 4 or 5 days, working off a little bit here and there. I got pretty much of it done just on the chassis itself. We got plenty more to go for it, so I'll start going elsewhere. Okay, right now, enough chatter. We'll have to go back to business. We'll take a look at this fire chief, how much I got done on her. Okay then. Alrighty, boys. Right here. I finally got the chassis done. Got the wheels installed. And I've got the Detroit diesel engine on it. I put a wash on it. I'll let this thing dry. I'm going to start doing some more cleanup with this Q-tip here. Then I got chrome parts to put on top here. Valve covers got to put on. I got to paint the starters, the solenoids, and all this stuff has got to be painted on here before I install the engine in here like such. So when it gets done, I can hook up this blower assembly here. It goes up to the hydraulic receiver tank, which goes up through here, which goes up to the motor. That's all been painted. Here's the hydraulic receiver tank here painted. The gas tank back here. The instructions say aluminum. They're black. You know how I know they're black? I went down there to the Lebanon Fire Department and asked the fire chief down there if I had permission to take pictures of your fire engine with my camera. And he said, well, sure, I'm a model builder. I said, I'm building a 1968 American LaFrance ladder chief. And I want to check the engines of it before I close it up. He goes, okay, go ahead, be my guest. I went there, I called Ethan, took pictures of it. They're black. The instruction says they're chrome. Now, getting to the kit in general, the instructions are very deceiving. They're confusing. I'll tell you why. After reading it and going through the parts to build this thing they have extra parts that go on different trucks, like the pumper, the aero chief, and the other stuff. Those parts you don't use. So you got to make sure, quite certain, that the model you're building here, the parts go to it. And there's no clarity of the instructions. Everything and the instructions is very deceiving. Where the parts go at and everything. So you really got to look at the instructions and kind of figure things out. And like I spent about, good grief, almost 7 hours on these tires. I had to prime them and paint them all red and everything, let them dry. And fitting all the parts and cleaning off all the chrome so they can stick to the plastic. So I got that going. I haven't got the drive assembly or anything done. I mean, the drive shaft. But that's as far as I got. Now, right over here, he's supposed to be red, but they're aluminum. Because I took a look at those tanks right there, compressor tanks right there. They're aluminum, not red. They could be against some models. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not an expert on these things. To me, this is a new adventure. This is the first time I've built something like this, and so far, it's come along very nicely. I'm taking my time on it. And I decided I'm going to make this out of the television series back in the 1970s, Squad 51 Emergency. So this is going to be Emergency Squad 51's ladder chief. I was watching the emergency episodes on YouTube, and sure enough, they had one of these. So that's what they were using at the time. They were different paint schedules, all yellow, all white, all red. This is going to be red. And assembling the parts, they go together very well. Which is a clarity of the instructions, how they all go together is a different ballgame, opposed to how the fit the parts are. You really just got to study the instructions and look at it. Most people who build cars nowadays, model cars nowadays, know where everything goes out with us. But see, I was dealing with 2 or 3 different kits all in one kit right here. That's what's a confusing issue. I said, wait a minute now. These other parts must go on different models of trucks, which they were. They are. Like these frames right here, these outrigger frames that hook up to your cab that comes down. These things here on the pumpers, and also the we call it the arrow chief. Yeah, they were straight up. They came up like a 90. These are just straight ahead. So you got to read on the instructions to get those done. I'm gonna add a little bit of wash underneath the frame. The fire department always keeps their equipment very, very mint shape. You don't hardly let no rust or any cancer get into it. Like out here in Ohio, they use in the wintertime, they put a little salt down the roads. And these things, if you don't have your cars Z-barred, all that darn salt and that moisture gets inside your framework, starts rotting out your frame, starts rotting out the body and everything else. It's very that stuff right there is got to be Z-barred and treated. But I'll just add just a little bit of color out there, show a little age. Now we'll stick it over here. With big Cleveland motor, I put a wash on, like I said. Want to take a little toothpick, do a little clean on it like that. Not too thick, a Q-tip. Just get the areas out there, not one of just recess areas where the washes go at. That's what I'm looking for. So you got a nice wash engine right there. I never built only car I ever built my whole life was a Revell 1940 Ford Willys. That's the only one I've ever built. Ever since then, I have not built no car models at all. This one thing was certain, this is definitely out of my comfort zone. But it's always good to go to something you haven't done before, just to break up the monotony. This is going to be a very slow build. I don't know how many videos I'm going to be showing on this thing. I figure about 10, maybe 15 videos. A lot of parts, a lot of painting on this engine. It's got to be nice and clean. Not clean, but you got to clean up the excess wash. I'm pretty happy with the engine. Now the engine looks like it's pretty well getting there. You don't want oily and black and gunky. They kept their engines very clean. But with wear and tear, they show a little wash of oil and stuff like that. It's an engine. They're not kept immaculate shape where you can shave off them or eat off them. But they keep their stuff clean. The fire department does. They're very, very, very clean. And these guys work on these things 24 hours a day, every day. Keep these things ready, keep these things in shape. In case a fire arises or something happens, these things are ready to go with no problems. No problems at all. Chrome parts, a lot of chrome parts goes on here. I got to paint that fan aluminum, and I got to paint the fan belts black. All the pulleys got to be painted steel aluminum color. And like I say, I got a lot to do in this thing. But I'm very happy with this thing. If you take your time with something like this, it'll come out in good shape. The fitted parts are excellent. Ain't no problem with the fitted parts. Just like I said, guys, for the second time, it's just the instructions are they're confusing. They're about as confusing as a sterile rabbit. And to my surprise, I kept on wondering, well, how come the instructions have these part goes here, and you read on, you got different things on there what don't go there. And I'm finding out, well, no wonder. This thing has probably got two extra parts for another model of fire engine. So I read on, and I got it right. I highly recommend, guys, get one of these. All you mama car buffs out there, Throttle Power, all the great car builders out there. I mean, these guys are very good model car builders, you know. I can see why they build cars. They're nice. But believe it or not, I'm learning off this thing. I know nothing about cars. Fire engines. It's just like a model airplane, for example. For example, like Accurate Miniatures, they brought out that 148 scale B25 they did about 20 something years ago. About almost 30 years ago they brought out. And they say when you get done building this airplane, you'll know more about the airplane than you ever learned before. Oh, that's pretty common. All kits you build, but like I say, like it says in that comment just said a while ago, I'm learning more off this thing than I never did before in my life. Boy, this stuff is good. Alrighty then. I'll let this thing dry about 24 hours before I resume any further. I'll probably spend another day or two getting that engine fixed, all done before I install it into the build crank housing. I gotta hook up radiator hoses. I gotta do some, I gotta do a lot of radiator right there. I gotta add a little off black right there to give a little bit of highlight details. It's going very good. I'm gonna put a red wash on the springs right here. I gotta paint those shockers over as aluminum. I think they're aluminum. At least they're aluminum on my car. Some are red, some are all aluminum, some are blue. Shock absorbers are painted different colors, I imagine, but the instruction says aluminum. So that's what it's going to be, because I got aluminum in my Suburban I have. And while I'm painting aluminum, I'm going to go ahead and paint those tanks up there like I showed you a while ago. They're going to be painted aluminum. There's no problem right there. The instruction says red. And I looked at that thing and I said, wow, I think this thing's black. What the hell are these red for? They got to be painted anyway. So I was going to make sure when I was taking pictures of that fire engine you have down there, we got the same kind of frame these have. Same kind of a chassis. We've got those tanks over here, and they're all aluminum. And you got one over here, too. This is aluminum also. So there's a lot of, I airbrush all this here. This goes up to the engine and hooks up to your, there's a unit over here. I'll find out what it is. So that's about as much as I got on this fire chief, fellas. So every Friday, we're going to start having Firehouse Friday with my fire chief. Oh, okay, my ladder chief. Okay, guys, I've on the Facebook pages, those of you who haven't ventured there yet, I've already posted pictures of my F3H Demon and my Hong Kong Models D17 Flying Fortress. Now, after this video comes up, I'm going to be posting a video of the final reveal of Elwood's UK Modelers National Pride Group build. My end is complete. So stay posted for that. Okay, that's about as much as I got going on today on this fire chief. So stay posted. Next Friday we'll have another episode of Firehouse Friday with Franke Day and the ladder chief. And we got this Memorial Day weekend right now, guys. I'm been busy as heck all day today. I'll be busy tomorrow and Sunday too. So I guess I'm going to be a busy beaver for a while. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do some work on this, probably my Monday on my day off. Do a little tweaking and tuning up on the engine, get the engine done, and on the frame and stuff. Get washers going. And the fun stuff, we'll be working on the cab unit itself. Okay, that's about it. That's as much as I got today, guys, on Firehouse Friday. So stay posted next for the final reveal of my Hong Kong Models 148 scale B17G. Okay, this is Franke Day signing up for Franke Day Models. Another routine. Make Mama happy. Take care of Mama. Take care of little ones. Stay focused when you drive. Say your prayers at night. Get our country back together again. And keep yourself and and check with everything you do, and beware of your surroundings, spin wisely, and stay focused while you're driving. And take care of yourselves. You got summer coming up. Summer's here. As far as I can say, summer's here. It's 87 degrees out here in Ohio. It's hot today. I worked up a sweat today. It'll be hotter tomorrow. I'll get the 90s tomorrow. It's a funny thing. Winter jumps into cold springtime. Next thing, whammo, right into wintertime. Yeah, that's the weather system for you nowadays. Okay, gentlemen, this is Franke Day for Franke Day Models signing off. Stay posted for the automobile for the D17G. It's Franke Day signing off for Franke Day Models. God bless you guys. Love you fellows. Take care of yourself. And see you in the next video.